Hey guys, welcome back. I just started the timer and I said, let me go live. Let's see what's going on. Shout out to everybody. We're about to start our intro here in a little bit. Shout out to everybody. And as you're coming in, please hit that like button. If you're watching the replay, please hit the like button and help us reach our goal. All right, let me get into this intro right now so we can hit the ground running because we gotta go, we gotta go, we gotta go. Let's go. Shout out to everyone that's coming in. Oh my gosh, I already got 50 some people here in the house, and we just started 2 minutes ago. Bella's World, my hardworking mod and member, Brienne is in the house. I'm looking at my other device, so I'm looking this way, guys, just so you know. Shout out to Cash H, Chico, generally Jenny. Who else is in the house? Wait, Brenda, Daisy Girl, Miss Clover, Pink Volo. Let's see who else, who else. I'm shouting out all these beautiful, wonderful members in the house. Shout out to everybody. Okay. Quick Brown Fox. Shout out to you. He said, look, what's up? Canadian flag. You already know if you're coming into my house, where's your flag? Where are you from? What state? Where are you at? What's your, Celsius at this point? Because I know it's kind of cold in different parts of the world and warm, just depending on where you guys are coming from. Hey everyone, Deborah, shout out to you. Oh my God, Deborah says, I thank God we're not giving up on hashtag justice for Shanquella and her parents. Absolutely not, Deborah. Absolutely not. Let me highlight your comment. I'm looking at the other device. What I notice is when I'm in the back end on YouTube, which is what the other device helps me to do, I'm able to see the comments quicker. Hey, Peekaboo, welcome. Yes, you guys hit that like button and let me see where everybody's from. Hey, Mimi, how you doing? I hope you guys are having or had a great holidays. Look, Linda said Florida. For all the you guys that are out there in South Florida, shout out to you. Hey, sweet tea. Shout out to you. Thank you. Hey, Roseanne. Welcome. I am feeling a little bit better. So you got COVID last year and had me down for several weeks. I'm feeling a little bit better. Baby Bunny's definitely better, but it's like there's like this like congestion that doesn't quite go away. I'm still kind of like very congested right here. So it sucks. It's me, Heather. Welcome. Always have a lot to say, but I have to catch your replays. Oh, well, you better make sure you put all everything that you have to say on these comments. Period. Oregon, California. Gail's like, look, I'm from Cali. Shout out to everybody from Cali. It's raining in Cali. Sacramento, look at this. Sacramento. And Gail here And we have Grace from Syracuse. You just never know who you meet in the same state. Look at this, Philly, and then Pennsylvania. Look at this, Daisy Girl, South Florida. It's cold in Indiana. East England. It's a bit warm. Okay. Shout out to you, everybody, everybody. I'm very grateful for all the work that you do. Danny, Sean put in and loved videos for Shanquella Robinson's birthday, San Diego, California. Shout out to you, Deborah. Yes, and we still have a lot more work to do, and everything. Sandra, can you please take care of yourself. Everybody's getting sick. I was watching the news. There's a new variant. There's a new this. There's a new that. You just never. There's just a lot of stuff that's out there, and we all have to be careful, right? Yes, I did, ma'am. I did, and I've tested negative. Was it yesterday or the day before? I can't even remember. Yes, Minnesota. Everybody's sick. Everybody's sick. Absolutely. Ellie said that it's raining in Cali. Shout out to Ellie. All right, you guys. Look, Bella said, look at this. Statute of Liberty. Is it statute or statute? Statute. Statute. I always get those two mixed up. Do not hate me for that. But shout out to you, Bella. Yes, thank you. I finally tested negative yesterday. Yeah. I can't remember if I took it yesterday or the day before, but I tested negative. But we still have a positive in the household, so we still have to be very careful. I just lost my grandma to COVID this morning. Sucks, please. Oh my God. This morning, Heather, I am so sorry. You guys, do me a little favor. Can you guys drop a heart for Heather? She just lost her grandmother this morning from COVID. I'm really sorry that that happened, Heather, and yeah, we're really sorry to hear that. My goodness. Gosh. Sorry, and I'm just taking a moment to just kind of consume the information. Shout out to you, Heather. You are loved and supported here in the chat. My thoughts and my condolences and prayers are with you and your family. I'm so sorry to hear. We've lost too many families with COVID. Okay, and so you guys take care of each other. Put your mask on. Wash your hands. Do what you got to do. We all got to do what we got to do. Yes. Yes. And Heather, yes, Heather, and I mean, do what you got to do. If you need anything, please hit us up. Okay. Thank you guys. Um, ooh, I'm so sorry about your loss. Hey, Ebony Eyes, welcome. We also have, let me see who else we have here in the chat that I just saw. I didn't want to miss. Yes, thank you. Oh my God, I love this. I love all these hearts. Thank you, thank you. And prayers to anyone who has ever lost one. Carol says she's sending hugs and good vibes your way, Heather. Shout out to you, Carol. Okay. Hit that like button like it stole something from you, please and thank you. Chico. Chico said you have to hit the like button like somebody stole something from you and you just got caught. Okay. Heather, please reach out to me if you need anything. Thoughts and prayers are with you and your family. Okay. We are going to get right into some of the information. Okay. Shout out to everybody. Thank you guys. Look at this. I love you. I love the love here. Thank you. Hey, Leslie, welcome. And look at Lauren said she lost her grandmother to the same thing last year, beginning of February. Her birthday just passed December 31st. My grandfather died a week before her. He had actual vivid. She had a COVID, I think that's what you mean to say. A variant tested negative as COVID. Oh my God. Yes. So thank you, Lauren, for sharing. And I'm sorry for all those family members that we have lost. Truly, truly sorry. Hey, Petty, welcome. All right, guys, we're gonna get and hit the ground running. Please reach out if anybody needs anything, especially you, Heather. Okay. Let's get going. I forgot to do the poll, and maybe that's something that I need to do right now because I do have about 90 people here so far, and we're not even 10 minutes in to the live. Let me go to my channel real quick. Okay, my channel. And let's get this going. And I kept pushing the time frame because you know what? I was not ready to go live yet. I was not ready to go live yet. I was resting. And I was like, my goodness, I was sleeping in and I don't get to sleep in very often. But I was just not ready. First, let's get this poll going, okay? So I can get everybody situated. Robinson, do we talk about Shanquella or do we go straight to the Twitter Spaces with Brian Entin, who is guiding us through the special that NewsNation did on the Idaho 4? Let me ask my beautiful, wonderful people here in this chat. Where do you guys want to start with first? Please vote. Okay, the poll is up. The poll is up. Chico says Shanquella, please. Okay. Shanquella, please. Okay. Ooh, Twitter space. All right. So I'm seeing we got 21 votes so far. 50. Oh my God, you guys. It went from like, it just jumped. I love seeing the poll, guys. It kind of reminds me of back in the day, when you would watch like well, not back in the day because you still watch some of these polls and stuff, but polls are so interactive and they're kind of fun to watch visually. Okay. So we got 40 votes and how many people do I got in this chat right now? 100. Okay, so I got 58 likes. While you guys are voting, please hit the like button. Don't let me remind you again. It does help in the algorithm and it supports my channel one way or another. Thank you guys. All right, let's see if we can. It's right neck to neck, guys. The poll's right neck to neck. 47 or 53, 46 and 54. Yo, somebody has to vote. Keep voting. 57 votes. Okay. And I'm going to end the poll now and we're going to talk about Shanquella first, okay? Here we go. These are the votes. We had 60 votes total. Shanquella 55%, 44 with we'll end with Mr. Brian Entin, okay? Um Somebody said in the chat, hold up. Somebody said in the chat, I'm going to be driving now, so I'm not maybe able to chime in too much. You're fine. You're fine. Okay. Let's talk about Shanquella. So yesterday they had the wonderful, beautiful balloon release. Okay. I saw some of the images here. This was released about 9 hours ago as well from Queen City News. They shared with us in the media the balloon release. Okay. Of course, and we're going to watch this so we could talk a little bit about it. We're going to talk a little bit about the continued misinformation because let me tell you how disgusting it is. I'm going to show you since I'm on this like page right here, I can show you right here. Look. Let me see if I can get a little smaller out of the scene. Do you guys see how it says supporters gathers in Charlotte to remember life in this balloon release? And then there's another news, okay? And then somebody did another balloon release with the same news media outlet. I was looking at this page right here and I was made aware of this blogger, okay, by the name of Just In. Look at the way they distort Shanquella's picture. FBI leaks how Cabo 6 really planned to murder of blank. FBI hasn't leaked shit. So, I heard, okay. Hey Priya, welcome. Our goal should be 400. My love, let's do it. 400. My mod and my member has set the goal for 400 likes. You guys better help me out. Look at the picture. Look at how distorted her face is. And then it gets worse. Like I was like, who is this blogger? And it's literally this one right here, Just In. Look how they opened like her mouth in the picture. Y'all see this? Look how they did her face. So I said, well, let me just go in.
There's something amusing about kicking a door.
This blogger is like Just In celebs, right? They do this. Look at the way they did her picture right in this thumbnail. No way. Audio. It says FBI, it's over. FBI recovers terrifying audio. Do you guys see her face? I don't know, Brian. Rod, what is wrong with these? This right here, this is gutter right here. Look, this is my problem, and I can't tell what blogger they can or can't cover. Okay, I can't. But these are the specific bloggers that you guys remember when you would go to your grocery store and you would go and you still see it sometime, right? Like the tabloids. You see the tabloids right there, right next to the candy bars and all this other shit. Hey Nicole, welcome. It is disgusting, Miss Clover. It's profoundly disturbing. Look what they did to this woman's face. Look at what they did to Shanquella's face. You know what Shanquella's face looks like. Look. And I've seen that a lot in the blogs where they like, girl, Shanquella is black. They make her look orange. Like they literally mess with the color of her skin to make her look some other type of color. It's so weird. So weird. Hey Cash, thank you for the 449. Hit that like button. Okay. Hit that like button as though you are an aristocrat bored on a country walk. Still on an adrenaline rush from having kicked some peasants. Oh my god, I love it. I'm gonna have you do my like advertisement on my channel. I love it. I love it. Thank you, my love. She is a beautiful woman, but do you guys see the distortion of the face? It is awful. And these bloggers get away with it. They literally get away with this shit right here. This is a huge channel, okay? I mean, look at this. Over 100K followers just in specific on celebrity gossip. Okay. So what I've learned is you have these celebrity gossip reality TV star bloggers. They don't give a shit about the truth and they don't give a shit about the person that they're exploiting. They're literally exploiting this person. They're making look Lindsay, they are literally making her look distorted. Look at her face. Like I can understand if it's a celebrity gossip, even then, man, but like you see Khloe Kardashian's face, right? But look at the way in which they made Shanquella's face here. Okay? Like what is even her father's face. And then they do this rewrites history. Aaliyah was sacrificed. I'm like, yo, you shit bag of a blogger, you shit bag of a blogger. I'm just gonna say it. Thank you, Truth Teller Danny. Shout out to Truth Teller Danny who's in the chat. I think I follow them, but lately they get on my nerves, so I'm gonna unfollow. They just it's me, Heather. Heather, it's so like cringy. Anyways, I'm not playing any other stuff because we're not trying to get struck. But just know you have these bloggers that will distort the color of Shanquella's skin, will distort her facial features, like this one right here, which is just horrible. Just beware, like when people are doing this. Then they got some like stock photo of an FBI guy, some guy. FBI leaks how Cabo 6 really planned the murder of Shanquella, I guess. No respect. No respect. FBI, it's the FBI fucking I, guys. The FBI is not going to leak anything. It's the FBI. Who is your audience? Because seriously, I mean, come on now. But, anyways, I digress. I digress. You guys are going in on these comments. I'm looking at the comments. Look, we're going to watch this supporter gathers in Charlotte to remember Shanquella. Okay? Let's do this. Ooh.
Well, it's been more than 2 months since the mysterious death of Charlotte woman Shanquella Robinson in Mexico, and still her family is desperate for answers. Tomorrow would have been Robinson's 26th birthday, and dozens gathered at her gravesite this afternoon to honor and remember her. Queen City News reporter Sydney Heiberger was there. And Sydney, remind us just a little bit about this case.
Yeah, Derek, Shanquella took a trip to Mexico with her so-called friends in late October. After just one day there, she turned up dead. Her friends initially told her family and Mexican authorities that she had died from alcohol poisoning, but her autopsy revealed a very different truth.
Happy birthday to one. Happy birthday.
January 9th would have been Shanquella Robinson's 26th birthday. Instead, she's here, buried at the Beatties Ford Memorial Gardens.
We
Jeez.
missed her for Thanksgiving, for Christmas. It's really hard on the family, but we really love her, and I know she's in God's hands.
That's why I'm saying.
Dozens of her family members, friends, and community gathered to celebrate her, still with lingering questions about what happened.
Felt like Shanquella only went on a trip to have fun and to celebrate. She wasn't expecting what happened to take place.
Shanquella died while on a trip to Mexico with people she called her friends. Though her friends told Mexican authorities and Shanquella's family that she had died of alcohol poisoning, her autopsy shows she actually died from a broken neck and spinal instability. Later, videos surfaced showing Shanquella being beaten by one of the people on her trip.
Quilla, can you at least fight back?
More than 2 months later, no arrests have been made, and her family says they haven't gotten any updates.
I'm not really talking to investigators anyway. And when I were trying to talk to them, they won't tell you anything. They don't want you to mess up their investigation. And I'm not trying to mess up their investigation. I want them to find out everything that they need to find out. And justice will be served.
Yeah, Mexican authorities have issued an arrest warrant for one of the people that were on that trip, but no arrests have been made yet. Shanquella's family told me she loved the spotlight and they truly believed that she was smiling down on them during today's balloon release. Derek?
Yeah. Who's you know what? And shout out to Hope. She says, "How do these channels that are getting called out?" Ooh, my phone is ringing. I don't know why. Sorry. That are getting called out, the same ones allowed to get away with striking other channels drives me crazy because they're shit channels. That's what it is. Miss Leslie here in the chat said, Miss Leslie Bean said, they're not talking about Shanquella overdose. To see the amount of misinformation. You have these shitty ass people that will do anything, anything. I wonder what your Shanquella Robinson paycheck looked like. That's what you got to run. You got to ask them. You got to ask them. What did that paycheck look like for you to have defamed this family? For you to have distorted her pictures, her to change the color of her skin was another thing that I had noticed a lot of bloggers were doing. Like they were trying to change. It was just it was either a tint of orange or a tint of like some other color, and I'm like, why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? And how people are not offended, it's beyond me. It's beyond me. Hey, Flash in your pan. I hope you're doing well. Perry, UK True Crime says because they're the ones generating the money. One thing I'm gonna say this, and I was thinking about this a lot the other day. Do you guys remember? When the fight, not the fight video. I don't want to call it the fight video because it's not. When the assault, when that video went viral, okay? Notice how it was in every platform, every YouTube channel, every major media outlet. I mean, you could still search on YouTube and find the video with Shanquella when she was basically murdered, when she was assaulted by her frenemies. Okay, you could find it, right? My question is this: how come you can't find like the picture that was released by Gerardo? Okay. A lot of people aren't talking about it in the major outlets, but a lot of YouTubers are talking about it. Something that I was sitting there and I said, you would think that this photo would have been like on bigger platforms. In the chat, you guys tell me if you saw it. If you saw CBS News, ABC News, what's another big platform? Even Queen City. If you guys saw anybody talk about that photo that was released, did anybody see that photo released anywhere in the bigger outlets? But the video where Shanquella was assaulted was released immediately. Something's up with that. Something's up with that. I don't know. I don't know. My question is, who allowed the Cabo Six to flee, girl? It's the fact that their investigation was very shitty. Mexico failed Shanquella Robinson. I refuse to watch the video. I've heard enough people talk about it, and I've heard the audio, and that was heartbreaking enough. I agree, Lindsay. Yeah, yeah, sure is. Bribes happen for them to come home. Nope, probably because it couldn't be verified as authentic. Peekaboo. Ah, Danny says, I think they're skeptical of it or unaware of it. I saw the video or the pic. Right. But it kind of always made me wonder. The picture circulated all over YouTube, but it couldn't get picked up by the major media outlets. And it could very well be that they're skeptical or unaware of it, or they couldn't authenticate it. It's all very confusing, all of it. I think that this family deserves answers. I think that the community deserves answers. I think that people
And looking ahead
need to do
tonight,
a better job about this and continue to sign the petition, continue to follow the instructions of that petition, and also continue to just give the view to the person that's actually giving us accurate information and not speculation. That's what we need to do. And that's what we need to ask people to stick to. The people that these just in Tisa tells, and I don't give a shit. I'm calling people out. I don't care. It could be your favorite blogger. I don't give a shit. I'm sorry. I'm naming you by name. These people that are thinking that they make celebrity news into a tragedy is bullshit. It's bullshit. Love me or hate me, it's bullshit. Okay? Let's keep watching.
we are learning family and friends of Shanquella Robinson will honor her memory with a balloon release this weekend. The white and pink balloon release is scheduled for Sunday, 3 p.m. at Beatty's Ford Memorial Gardens. This coming Monday would have been Shanquella's 26th birthday. She died after an apparent physical fight with people who were supposed to be her friends while vacationing with them in Mexico last October. The FBI and investigators there say they've issued an arrest warrant in the case, but so far haven't named any suspects. And looking ahead tonight, we are learning.
Can you guys hear me okay? Let me know. I wasn't muted. It literally kicked me out of the stream. Can you hear me okay? Uh-oh, muted? Muted? The rabbit is loading. Yes. Okay, you guys can hear me. All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. We hear you. Okay, we're back, we're back, we're back, we're back. Um, I literally left off on Chico's comment. Chico said, don't forget to throw Gigi up there. Some of the videos are crap. You know, the thing about the situation is that people don't ever correct themselves. And I really hope that those that have spewed misinformation will do that. But those that are clickbait type of celebrity news, real housewives of your mama, reality TV show, whatever the hell. I'm sorry, I don't watch Real Housewives. Okay. Just saying. Um, they don't take it upon themselves to correct themselves. They don't. They just do what they got to do. It's a click and a view. You know what I'm saying? Even if you guys have to understand the minute that the first 30 seconds that you give of a video is a click and a view. Okay? Yes, yes. Thank you guys. You guys hear me. All right. All right, everybody hears me. Everybody hears me. Everybody hears me. But one thing I will say this, okay? One thing I will say. Hey Ernestine, welcome. Um, hey Shrinking Sharon, welcome. One thing I will say about this I find it interesting that people get away with it. They don't give a shit. They don't. Another thing, do you know how in the Idaho 4, and we're going to segue into that, a lot of us here, especially on YouTube, social media, whatever, we didn't know everything that the police was doing in the Idaho 4, right? A lot of us were surprised. We got this affidavit and we're like reading it, and it's like, whoa. And I'm kind of hopeful that this is my prayer. My prayer is that, it's Shanquella's birthday, that her investigation is so ahead, and there's so much we don't know and so much progress that is being made, that when we receive any type of media release, we're all going to be shocked, and we cannot know everything that's going on because it's the FBI and it's secretive, and that's what we're going to do. You know what I'm saying? That is my hope for this whole Shanquella Robinson thing. There's a lot that we don't know. Thank you, Shrink and Sharon, for joining the membership. There's a lot that we don't know. So my hope and my prayer is that, yeah, that how the Idaho 4 was treated like this, with the quickness, where they had people in Pennsylvania and they were watching Brian, and they were, doing what they were doing while they were pinging fucking phones, and excuse my cussing, but I'm just passionate. That's my hope and my prayer, that we're going to be just as surprised when this Idaho 4 thing dropped, that Shanquella is going to be like that and more. That's my hope. Did you wait, Brenda? And I want you guys just to be aware. Please note that I don't want to run some type of unsubscribe campaign or anything like that, because that's not what I do. But just be aware, because somebody said in my comments the other day that they tried to leave a comment on Tisa Tells, kind of asking her more questions, and that her mods are very quick to delete stuff. You know what I'm saying? So keep that in mind, okay? And I do feel like shit. It's awareness. There's no beefs. It's awareness. And in my opinion, and here's my opinion, you guys are trash. You trash. You're treating this like she is a Kim Kardashian situation. You're distorting her face. You're changing the color of her skin. You're trash. You're making up shit. You're talking about people honing down when we don't have anything. And so then you leave all these subscribers and followers and those that truly want to see some justice, you leave them hanging. But you already got what you wanted from them when you click and you viewed the video. And there's no apology for it. I don't see any of these people going back and saying, I'm really sorry I treated this case this way. Nothing. Nothing. They go about their business. Let's talk about celebrity news. Let's talk about Khloe Kardashian. Let's talk about the next man that she's with. This is bullshit. I'm like, I can't. So for some of us that are dedicated to talking about true crime and want to keep going with true crime, is just disheartening to see those that aren't in true crime talk about it and treat it like a tabloid. It's just sad. Yeah. Yeah, you guys are going in on these comments, but shout out to you guys, and note that your subscription, your view matters. Okay, I kind of want to, let's do a little this. Let's do a little rabbit break real quick while I get something, and then we're going to start this Brian Entin recording. We're going to keep talking about Shanquella Robertson. I might have to come, if I have to come back live, we will do that. I actually have, so everybody knows, 150 of you guys are in here. I have the interview with attorney Dimitri, who's also a professor of law. So just keep that in mind. That is tomorrow. I'm going to be sending them the link and confirming, so you guys can ask your legal questions here about extraditions. You guys can ask about, like, why is it taking so long? You guys can ask the real questions and get some answers, okay? Appropriate questions, absolutely. But he's going to be live with us tomorrow. It's going to be really great. It's exciting. I'm excited to have him and, have some of these questions asked live, okay? But let me do a little commercial break so we can segue to our next portion and topic of this live, and we can get right into it. Let's do a little commercial break. Really, Jenny. I was watching Ikmail, and he said that the good nun. Yeah, it's been a minute, my love. Welcome. He said that it's the Ann Walsh case that they were calling. I don't know if we all fall in that category, but they called us couch sleuths. I said, damn, not the police department calling out all these sleuths. They called us couch sleuths. This shit was funny. It was funny. I laughed. I didn't take any offense to it. But it is what it is. All right. We're going to get into this after the conversation special about the Idaho murders with Brian Entin. It's about 25 minutes long. We're going to do some commentary to it as well. And then we're going to end our stream and go from there. Shout out to everybody in the chat. You guys ready for this? Because I haven't heard it. So I'm excited. I was tempted, but I was like, no, I told everybody I wasn't going to hear it. I wanted to hear it with everybody here. But let's go. Ooh, it's pause. It's pause. Let's see. Here we go. Why is it pause? Play. Okay, got it. Let's go. So, have you guys heard this? Put Rabbit in the chat if everybody's
Hey everybody, it's Brian
Entin.
Entin. Thanks for joining the Spaces. We just finished up our special on NewsNation on the Idaho murders. Hopefully you guys were able to catch it. I know there was a football game and some other stuff going on, but hopefully everybody was able to watch. We're just actually the crew's now packing everything up. It's raining here in Moscow. Paige is with me. She produced the special. You guys all know producer Paige. Paige, are you there?
Hey, I'm here.
I also have Lauren here with me, my field producer who's been with me in Idaho since the beginning. Say hi, Lauren.
Hi.
Everyone sounds so tired now. We've been putting a lot of work into the special, so I think everybody's a little bit exhausted. We're trying to get, if you guys watch the special, Bobby Chacon, the former FBI agent who was on the show, we're trying to, he was supposed to join us. I'm having a little trouble getting in touch with him, but hopefully we'll get him on here in a minute to answer some questions. But how are you doing, Paige?
Hey, I'm doing well. It was really, really powerful and interesting to hear from Kaylee's sister after all this time.
Yeah, I mean, she hadn't spoken out since the arrest. She did some interviews early on, after the murders, but she hadn't been speaking out much. And so I was happy that she was able to do it tonight. I think the most impactful thing that she said, at least for me, was I never thought about this, but, when the family goes back through the probable cause affidavit and looks at all of the times, because there's all these specific timestamps and dates when they were tracking Bryan Kohberger's cell phone, they're going back and comparing it with things happening in Kaylee's life. Like Olivia was saying, there were certain times where she remembered being on the phone with Kaylee at the time that Brian's phone, according to police, was pinging near the house, which I just thought, I'd never really thought about it that way. Like, if you're a family member, that's something that you would be piecing together.
Right. And she also was quick to ask people to kind of tamper down the speculation about the surviving roommate too.
Yes.
Yeah, no, totally. And just the fact that I'm glad we were able to talk to her about the foundation, because that's something really important to the family. They're still in the early stages of doing that. But I know that's going to be really, really important to them once they get that going. And ever since the beginning, you can just tell this is the kind of family that's really, going to want to try to turn this into some form of good to remember their daughter and sister. So we'll have more to come on that soon. And also, if you look on my Twitter, the Canodals have a scholarship
That's awesome.
fund, which we had up at the end of the show. And then Ethan's parents also have the Sigma Chi has a scholarship fund for Ethan. And then I think Maddie's family is going to go in with Kaylee on the foundation. So I think that'll be something that people who have been really into the case can actually hopefully contribute to.
That's awesome.
Are you there, Paige?
I'm still here. Yeah.
Lauren, what's stuck out to you?
In the affidavit?
You're just in the special.
In the special. I loved Olivia's interview. Like I said, that was the first time that we've, heard from her since the arrest, and just hearing her take on just on how the family is doing. And I mean, it just blows my mind too that she's got so much going on just in her personal life. And she's still managing to get these tips over to law enforcement, and she's doing her own digging.
Keep in mind, she's expecting, okay? So she's definitely had a lot going on with this situation too. She's expecting, and she has children of her own.
That's just very impressive.
Yeah. And I noticed in here, Kerri Rawson is in here, and I hope she doesn't mind me putting her on the spot, but I've been talking to her a lot. If you've been following my story, she is BTK, the serial killer's daughter, she's an amazing person and has overcome that. And if you don't mind, Kerri, I'm going to send you and feel free to just ignore it if you're not up for it right now, but I'll send you an invite right now if you want to talk, just because I know you have such an interesting perspective, just being, you can speak to what the Kohbergers are probably going through in terms of, their family and his family and extended family also probably wasn't prepared for this moment. So I sent you an invite, Kerri. If you want to, feel free to chime in. But again, no pressure at all. Like, this was totally unplanned. So don't feel like you have to do it, but I did send it to your DMs. So I think it was interesting going through the whole timeline again. It's a lot to, we usually have like 3-minute hits or so. So it's a lot to sort of interpret. So we had the time tonight to really.
Another thing that struck me too, that really, brought it back home, how these families have been impacted, because obviously we are focusing on the victims here, was when Olivia was talking about, she literally went through that timeline with the cell phone pings, just to, going back through and saying, oh, I remember what I was talking to. Yeah. Oh, this might be ours.
Yeah, hold on a second.
And for those that don't remember, Kerri Rawson he just introduced her, but he is the bind, torture, and kill BTK, the infamous BTK killer, serial killer. Okay, that is his daughter. All right. So she's been chiming in a lot throughout this situation.
Yeah, and I think, Brian, you and I talked about this yesterday when we did our spaces, but you feel like you hear these little bits and pieces of information every day, every other day. So it's kind of interesting to sort of see everything laid out at once, especially compared to, it was 5 weeks ago when we did our first special on the case, when we really knew, honestly, like 5% of what we know now.
Yeah, Kerri, are you there? I can't tell if you're...
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, thank you. Sorry to put you on the
Kerri.
spot. I hope you don't mind. You didn't have
Oh, no, I'm good. I'm always on Twitter. I live on Twitter. So.
Okay, yeah, that's how we
Nice to meet you, Kerri.
Nice to meet you, Paige.
That's how we found each other. So Kerri, I won't take you too much of your time, and you and I have talked a lot with everything you've gone through with your dad. But if you don't mind talking a little bit to what, the Kohberger, I mean, when you're the family of someone like that, and again, he's just accused at this point. So I want to make that clear, it's innocent until proven guilty, but maybe you can give a little perspective of what the family, that side of things might be like.
Well, I think Kaylee's sister really hit upon an important point that, the general public isn't really thinking about it, is putting that timeline together. So the victims' families will be doing that, like putting those little pieces together. Unfortunately, it's something their families are going to be doing for a very long time, and, struggling with those what ifs, on both sides. And then Kohberger's family also, stuff is going to come out in tiny little pieces, and they're going to have to put timelines together and ask themselves those questions, those what if questions. And I just also want to say, having gone through this, unfortunately, these families are in for a really long haul, especially if he takes his right to go to trial. You're talking about a very long event here that basically just kind of overwhelms these families, and it basically becomes your life, unfortunately.
Oh my God.
So I just want to speak from that perspective of just knowing that it's going to be a very long event for everyone. it's just extremely difficult.
Jesus.
Do you think, I mean, based on your own experience, and again, I just want to keep saying it, I don't want to convict him, at this point, Kohberger, but is there denial in the beginning? Like, what was the process like for you?
For my family, I mean, I kind of hearken it like to the grief stages you hear about. In the past, I've shared this upside down U of grief, but then I've said it's sort of like a pinball spinning around in there still of like all the stages of grief you hear about. We definitely went through shock, denial, trying to alibi early. The first night I was trying to alibi my dad. I was on the internet, shouldn't have been doing that. You're also grieving because you've lost a family member. And it takes a while to get through, to what we would call acceptance. And it comes in steps. Like there's little things you can't handle all of it at once. So you just start accepting certain things. Even this many years out, there's still things I still have to come to terms and accept, unfortunately.
And Kerri, since some time has passed, what's that like? Every time this feels like it gets revisited, or you just want to close the chapter, but in a sense you can't.
Well, in my case, day to day, normally I'm doing like normal life, but then things come up. So like when I find out something new about my own father's case and his crimes, or something triggers, my own PTSD, then I have to go deal with things, or like found out something new this weekend. So I just had to go deal with that.
Wow.
While still being a mom and, doing everything else. So it's, I don't know, I guess in one way you just get used to it and this becomes your life and you sort of figure out how to do it. There are days you just want to be like, I'm done. Where's my blanket and where's my bed? To be honest. So I don't know. You do what you have to do. And then when you can't do it, you go take a nap.
Well, you're really, I feel like meeting you was really a blessing, Kerri, for me, just hearing your story. And I think I tweeted the other day, like ever since I interviewed you, I've thought about.
Can you guys imagine this situation? You know what's interesting? I didn't even know this, but Sarah Turney, is it Turney? Sarah Turney right here. I don't follow her, and I probably should, but isn't she the one, her father killed her sister, I think it's her stepsister, I could be wrong. And she also had to testify. I mean, just imagine of having something like that within the own family and having to deal with that grief. Like it's just horrible. You know what I'm saying? And then putting it to perspective. And then, like she said, every day you're finding something else new. You never truly know who it was and who was she calling dad. Oh my God. I'm playing it a little bit higher on the speed. But feel free to check it out. Yeah. Yeah. Was it Idaho murdered a family member? That's where I got lost. What do you mean, Deborah? I'm confused by your question. They're none of those are family members. They're just giving commentary. Brian Entin is a journalist, and Paige is also a journalist. Kerri Rawson is the daughter of the infamous bind, torture, and kill serial killer, who is in prison. So yeah, yes, Sarah Turney's amazing. Yes, she was an advocate for her sister as well, and she had to very much go and piece timelines. And her father had been accused, and he was like, "It wasn't me." But anyways, that's a different true crime case. Let's go.
That interview every day. So thanks again. Sorry for putting you on the spot. Thank you.
All good. I'm always here. All good. So
okay.
Wonderful to hear from you.
Yeah, good to talk to you guys.
I do have Bobby Chacon on the phone now. Lauren put him on speaker because we don't, after our experience last night, Paige, with Spaces and Stuart.
We're trying not to put people through that again.
Yeah, but I know, so this is Bobby Chacon. Hey, Bobby, you're here, right?
Yes, I'm right.
Okay, so we have you on Spaces, so we have quite a few people listening in, and thank you for doing the special, Bobby. But we wanted to get, so like last night we got a ton of questions and we didn't have time to get to them all in the special. I don't know, Paige, you had kind of a list and you have some like the viewer questions.
Yeah, I had a lot of people who over the last 24 hours have been sending me a lot of questions. So Bobby, we're excited to have you with us. One of the first questions, and Brian, you might be able to weigh in on this too. Someone sent me, we got the video and you sent it back to us and you reported on it late this week on Friday about the mattresses taken from the house and the furniture. Do you know who was taking that?
Well, let me, Lauren was actually the one out there. I was at the jail. Lauren shot that video. To me, it looked like a police detective that I recognized.
Yeah, there were a couple of detectives out there that looked like Moscow police that we had seen before. Everybody there was dressed in plain clothes except for one person that was in like an actual uniform.
Do you know, Bobby, why they would be taking the mattresses out at this stage of things?
No, not at this stage. I mean, I would assume that they would have taken them out by now. Mattresses, particularly, as in this case where people might, and I only say might because I don't know for sure, might have been killed in their beds, obviously, would be the recipient of a lot of evidence because the killer would have had to climb on that bed or at least been on that bed at some point. We know that the sheath was found with the DNA on the button, on the snap, was found on one of the beds. So the bed can, you can harvest a lot of good evidence from the bed. And so I have in my cases, and I've seen it in other cases, where the whole bed is actually taken upon the initial crime scene. Once you do your kind of sketches and once you do your videos inside, once everything like that is done and you can start removing big pieces, the mattress in this type of case would be one of the, what I would think, one of the earliest things taken.
But it was just taken, what was it, yesterday, Lauren? Or the day before?
No, it was on Friday.
What, I mean, they were just now taking them out. Is that unusual, do you think, Bobby?
I mean, it would be unusual, but I mean, look, if the scene was secure and nobody could come or go from it, as long as the scene was secure, it's fine. You have chain of custody and all that kind of stuff. It also could have been a different mattress. It might not have been. We might not have seen the first mattresses taken out early on in the crime scene, so it could have been a different mattress that they took out for whatever reason now, or it could have been that the scene was secure. They had it locked down until it's only when you start letting other people into the crime scene that you don't have security on the crime scene. So in other words, the crime scene has a log. Everybody that enters or leaves the crime scene is logged in when they went in, when they came out, what they did while they were inside. And so as long as you maintain that kind of integrity in your crime scene, it's okay to leave it this long. It's just, in my experience, it's not usual.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Anything else, Paige? Any other good ones that we should ask?
Yeah. Okay. Generally, Jenna says they were shipping off the beds and they didn't cover them really well. Probably one of the most disturbing pics from the case. Lord, you could see the stains. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I got a good question about the Elantra. The car in the surveillance video, it coordinates with the phone pings, but this person sent me this question saying, like, is it enough to prove it was his car? And do you think, Bobby, defense team or even prosecution will be trying to kind of recreate the footage and recreate the routes?
I'll take the second one first. Yes, I think they will do a good job, and I think they will try to recreate the routes. They will match up the video with the cell pings and anything else they might have, any still photos from different things and doorbells or whatever of cars passing. I think they will do a very detailed movement analysis using data points from several different things, like videos, like still photos, like traffic cams, and like his cell phone. And I think they will overlay all of that together. And it won't be one particular thing that wins the day, but all of these things taken together, I think will really shed light on a really detailed, specific movement.
I have a quick one that a few people have asked me today. When you go back to the beginning and they said over and over again that this was a targeted attack, but we still don't know a motive right now. Right. I mean, was it really a targeted attack, or do you think we still can we say that for sure at this point?
Well, I mean, it depends on what people are using, what the definition they're using is targeted, right? So do I think he randomly went into that house that night? No. Do I think he did some pre-attack surveillance? Yes. And I think the cell phone things bear some of that out. I wouldn't.
Okay. In the chat, what do you guys think? This is a great question, and I'm going to ask everybody here in the chat. You're welcome, Deborah. What do you guys think constitutes a targeted attack? Is this something in particular with what we know about Kaylee, okay, and the fact that he was probably watching? I mean, these are things that have come up, right? Targeted. What do you guys constitute this as being a targeted attack? Where do you land with this? Let me know in the chat what you guys think. Let me keep playing this.
I'd be surprised if we have more analysis of that showing that, he might have been, of course, at the same coffee shop at the same time, because now you have to overlay his pinging cell phones with the victim's pinging cell phones and then see how often they were in the same general area at the same time over the last weeks and months. So I think it depends on what you call targeted. I think certainly targeted from the standpoint that he did pre-surveillance on that house and on at least one, or if not more, of those victims, both in person and on the internet. And so I think that in that sense, it was targeted. So it all depends on the level of targeting and what you deem, as the definition of the word target that you're using. It's not really a legal definition, so we don't get too hung up on it.
Interesting. Bobby, we had an interesting conversation about this yesterday, but can you kind of give some insight into the strategy behind what you would put in an arrest affidavit and what you would leave out?
Yeah, I mean, look, that's a decision made by both the investigators and the prosecutors, mainly the prosecutors, obviously, because it's their case once it gets into court. But there's always a standard second or third paragraph in that says this is not all I know about the case, and hearsay is allowed in these affidavits. So it's information just to the level of probable. Now, some prosecutors like to put a little more than that, some less. It also depends on the local prosecutors. Often are very familiar with the local magistrate judges who read the affidavits and pass judgment on whether or not they should get the arrest warrant. So if they know this particular judge wants a little bit more, another magistrate wants a little less, they will fashion it to the particular magistrate judge that they're dealing with sometimes. And so what you do is you make the judgment on how much you want to put in the affidavit to reach the probable cause threshold. And you don't want to put in there stuff that's going to be contested too much later on. Now, that being said, there is no gotcha moment. The defense will have all of this in due time. It's not like they'll spring it onto the trial. It'll be a big secret until then. The defense will have plenty of time. They will see all the evidence that the prosecution has. They will have the ability to have that evidence tested by their own experts. And so what you put in an affidavit, what you hide out of there, it could relate to other witnesses that you want to keep secret for now. It could relate to other evidence that you want to keep secret now for a variety of reasons. It could relate, in some cases, not particularly this one, it could relate to accessories after the fact that you don't want, hitting the road until you get a case against them or people that may have helped with the crime. And so there's a number of different reasons why you hold back information in a warrant. It's certainly obviously not all that they have. They have a much higher burden at trial than they had in securing the arrest warrant. But they do so, they obtain that arrest warrant knowing, speedy trial rules. They may have to go to trial fast. They probably won't. He probably will waive speedy trial. But they have to go on the assumption of we have to have enough to prove beyond a reasonable doubt before we even go and arrest somebody, because that's going to be the burden we have. And we may have to get there quicker than we want to, because the defendant always has a right to a speedy trial.
Someone on Twitter just sent in a question for you, Bobby. Please discuss the difference between cell tower pings and actual GPS coordinates.
Ooh.
Well, I mean, that's a very good question, because and there is a huge difference, right? So GPS coordinates are, an exact location. I can put you with it depending on the GPS. So certain GPS works on satellites. So a GPS that can hit 12 satellites will be a certain level of accuracy. One that's using 24 satellites will be double the accuracy, basically. And so a cell tower, when your cell phone hits up a tower, you can draw a circle around that tower, and in that circle is probably where the cell phone was when it pinged off that tower. Now, as you move away from that tower, you'll get closer to another tower, and then you'll start to ping off that, because all the cells have to reach out to a tower. And so it's not like GPS. It's not an exact coordinates. So most GPS will put you out of space within a meter, 3 feet, maybe. So it's 3 feet or more. But a cell tower ping is a much bigger area, and it's much less exact. GPS is much more exact.
Makes sense. Anything else, Paige, that people are asking you?
I think we hit the main ones.
Yeah, I'm just going through my
A couple people asking just logistically if they can catch the special again. A lot of people too out of the U.S., which NewsNation currently doesn't reach at this moment. So if you're interested in watching the rerun of the special, midnight Eastern time, 11 Central, I think that would put it at 9 Pacific Standard Time by that measure. And the whole thing will, as all of our specials typically are, available on our NewsNation YouTube channel. So we encourage you to check that out, as well as just kind of checking out NewsNation in general. We're small, we're growing by the day. We've got a really special team here doing a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah, that's what I said to Mo and Lauren out here. I'm like, we're small but mighty, because we're just a little team out here,
Yes, we are.
But yeah, thank you, Bobby, for calling. We appreciate it. And thanks for being on the special tonight.
Thank you, Bobby. Thanks for your time.
Yeah, we'll talk to you later, Bobby. Thank you.
Thanks.
So yeah, I think we're probably pretty good here. I know everybody's a little tired. But yeah, that's news to me. I didn't even know the special was rerunning, Paige. So now
if you're a late night person on that East Coast, midnight.
Yes, so the special is now available for anybody that wants to check it out. It's on YouTube, I believe, if you guys want to check it out. But let me look at this. So we had asked the question, hey, Jen Toasty, thank you so much for the $2. You said, hope you and baby Rabbit are doing better. We're getting there. We still got the congestion, but we're getting there. And we're taking things slow. I'm not trying to hurry up and rush and go live and do different things, because I still have to heal and stuff. So, and I'm listening to myself. And not overdoing it. Peekaboo said something here, and I had to highlight the comment. Yes, one YouTube creator actually took the picture and drew a body outline. Are you talking about the mattress? What she said, the stains show how the body was on there. This is so wait. Does that really happen? I haven't seen anything. Who did that? Generally, Genesis, in my opinion, the killer was going for either Kaylee or Maddie, and then Zaina and Ethan were killed because they were awake or noticed with all the chaos happening. I was thinking the same thing too, and the dog and the roommates. Stalking from random meets, Mad Geek, stalk in person, social media. Watch the Twitch stream from Grubhub too. If not the house, it's the perfect target, regardless. 6 girls, horrible placement of the home, and bad locks. Peekaboo says it's definitely targeted. Thank you, Jen Toasty, my love, for this super sticker, super chat. Definitely targeted. I saw it in the military and civilian life. Ooh. How do we know he was alone? Right now, it's only one suspect. Hey, Nate, thank you, my love. Hey, Rabbit Chat. Hope everybody's having a great Monday. Shout out to everybody. Targeted, yes. Surveillance, stalking versus victim of opportunity, like meeting at the club or something. It is unlikely anyone else was involved in the crime. Could be an accessory after the fact, parents, but it is Brian alone, allegedly, in my opinion. It was in a community post. She took it down after all her subs. You're gonna have to tell me who that was. Oh my god. I mean, I don't know. Why don't you can you email you guys if you guys this is reading I didn't know this. Can you guys let me know in an email who that person was? Cuz I mean that person needs to be called out for that shit too. Um and then if anybody did anybody take a screenshot of her actually doing it or do we know that it actually happened? Let me see. Hold up. Let me get my email up in here. So you guys can hit me up because stuff like that does need to be called out. Here we go. That should have been reported to YouTube, period. Period. Thank you. Oh, she made another community post after then she took it out, apologizing, dating her job makes her desensitized to make that kind of stuff kind of gross. Oh my god. This is my email if you guys ever want to email me like stuff like that. Give me a heads up and we could definitely call it out. Hey Chico, oh Chico, I'm so glad to hear about your grandmother. Chico, thank you for the good news. The timeline is weird to me. I want to know. We need to know so we can report it. Drip Drop of Crime Circus has some awesome videos breaking everything down. He's pretty thorough. Yeah, I will put my name right. I will put her name right here if you wanted. Go ahead, Peekaboo. You have permission to be messy just for a little bit. Put it in the chat. We're gonna exit, and I'm gonna look into it. I'm gonna see. Was it posted on Reddit too? Because the creator put it on her YouTube channel. I'd like to get some screenshots of actually her doing it. Because it needs to be called out. That Holly, that's my question. That's my question. Yahoo did it. Oh, I've never heard of that creator. Are they also kind of in that whole like uh crime area that kind of makes YouTubers that look into true crime look bad? She's in the okay, I got you. I'll check it out. Wow. That's crazy. She posts awful shit. That's crazy. That is crazy. I'll check it out, guys. All right, guys, I'm going to have to head out right now. Because I got to go tend to Baby Bunny, but I've never heard of them either. I'm going to check it out and I'm going to see what I find. That's crazy. And then she deletes it. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I never heard of them. Bunch of clowns out there spewing false narratives and claiming they are all true. Yes, Stephanie, you're absolutely right. So I will let you guys go. I have to head out, and I have to tend to Baby Bunny. I might go live later on today, depending on what news we have. Let me ask you guys a question. Do you guys want us to cover the Ann Walsh current investigation right now? Husband is behind bars. Drop a rabbit on the chat if that is something that you guys want me to cover that's currently being talked about. It looks a little interesting, definitely, but you let me know in the comments if that is something that we need to cover. I would watch Generally Jenny. I would watch. You guys want me to? Okay. Barely made it live. No, you're fine. Okay. All right. I'll look into it and see if anything looks interesting. Let me let you guys go. You guys have a great rest of your day because I am out. Where is my exit door? All right, let me remove this real quick. Bye, guys. Have a great day.